This is It Was a Thing on TV.
Spoiler number 1 is Dr. Lee frowns. It stinks.
What is going on? What is going on?
Episode 116. Submission numbers 094-095-371-406-531-1026, and probably 2 or 3 other numbers. It ran one season too long. I don't think I need to explain it. There are shows that ran one season too long in our opinions.
Yeah.
Well, guys, shows usually have like a natural lifespan, but of course, networks, they like killing the golden goose.
Totally.
And we have numerous examples of how I think every network, every major network, and even syndication killed the goose in some way. And I'll start, I think, with the biggest one for me, and that's Married with Children. And yes, we know that everything on this show goes back to Married with Children, but really the last season of Married with Children was unusual. It was pretty bad. On top of being pretty bad, it moved to a new time slot. For a vast majority of its run, it aired at 9 o'clock on Sundays, but it did air Sundays at 8, Sundays at 8:30. But then that last season, it got moved around all over the place. Saturday at 9 for apparently 3 episodes. So I thought Saturday at 9 was always America's Most Wanted. Okay, well, apparently Al Bundy wasn't America's Most Wanted at that point. But then it moved to Sundays at 7:30. That's a weird time slot. And then it actually ended on Monday nights at 9:30 and then 9 o'clock. And it was, well, first off, the entire way the show was done in terms of layout and in terms of timing just went to hell in a handbasket. The way they used to open the show, everybody knows it. The fountain, spurts out water, and you hear Love and Marriage, and then you start the show. Well, now for the last season, nope, we're flipping the script. We're going to start with a little comic interlude for a minute or two. We're going to set the basis for the show. Then we're going to have the fountain giving off water, and we're going to have Frank Sinatra singing Love and Marriage. It was totally different. But also just some of the writing on the show was really bad. Some of the episodes, they used like goofy sound effects. I mean, and they did have goofy sound effects, like comedic sound effects before the 11th season. And what I mean is, like, for instance, if, let's say, Al hits Jefferson with a 2x4, you hear a doink. Yeah, and you didn't hear that in previous seasons. And then you had other goofy sound effects similar to that. You had a number of multi-part episodes. You actually had a 2-part episode for one episode called Requiem for a Chevyweight, where Al's Dodge dies. His Dodge dies. Yes, the Dodge died after 250,000 miles or whatever. And he is distraught and wants to have a proper burial for it in the backyard. Meanwhile, the rest of the family finds online, because remember, this is 1996, internet's a pretty new thing. Somebody in Germany would pay $5,000 for the engine. So they go to the backyard and try digging out the car. And yeah, and then Jefferson actually tries getting Al the fuel pump he needs for the Dodge by going to an old friend of his. Guess who the old friend is? You'll never guess.
Who? The Steve Rhodes.
Fidel Castro.
Oh. What?
Okay, now
no.
it really
No.
It really wasn't Fidel Castro, obviously, but yeah, he goes to Fidel Castro and tries negotiating with him to get a fuel pump for his friend Al Bundy, and because remember, Cuba, all their cars, at least back in the 90s, they're all from the 50s because they didn't, there's a trade embargo.
Yeah, they advanced past the 1950s because of the trade embargo. Yeah.
I got a question. How does Jefferson know Fidel Castro?
Jefferson has a very, very varied past. He supposedly was put out a hit on some businessman, and actually at a baseball game. I would guess it would be the Cubs or the White Sox, but I don't remember it being either of those teams. The owner mysteriously fell from the balcony or the deck where he was watching, and Jefferson's reaction was just he had a little party favor because it was Al's birthday, and he just blew it and gave like a very mischievous sort of look.
So he has like a past.
He has a varied past. I mean, depending who you ask, especially if it's Marcy, he has definitely a varied past. He had a lot of connections with pool hustlers. This is back in season 4, I believe, where Al actually gets Kelly to hustle for pool, and Jefferson has friends who hustle for pool, kind of, sort of, and the stakes get higher and higher. And ultimately, it comes down to one shot by Kelly for $10,000. And Al, unfortunately, since he was trying to raise money for Kelly, he donated, like, I'm not even joking, like 2 or 3 gallons of blood. But the human body only has 1 gallon of blood. That's what you know about, white boy. He actually said that. But just, again, a lot of the plots, especially later in the season, were really ridiculous. I will say this. The Christmas episode that year, one of actually Al's replacements, because Al got fired, was a young-ish person at the time who wouldn't go on to more fame for about another 12 and a half, 13 years. Or at least fame that we'd know him in. Some guy named Jonathan Mangum.
Oh.
Maybe you've heard of him?
Yeah. He landed a lucrative announcing deal a few years back.
Yeah, he was Al's replacement at the shoe store named Hal. So figure.
So Janet Carroll replaced Al with Jonathan Mangum.
With Jonathan Mangum, exactly.
Wow, that is something.
Yeah, it is. And also, he eventually quit at the end of the episode, and Gary, being up a river without a paddle, had to rehire Alan Griff. So it had a good ending. Another multi-part episode. Again, we already had a 2-part episode over the death of the Dodge. Peg and Al actually get divorced, or are in divorce, looking into getting divorced. They go see a therapist, and they go Splitsville, and Al moves out. But Peggy has a new boyfriend. Greg, get ready.
Oh, who is it?
Who plays him?
Yeah, who plays him?
Alan Thicke.
What?
There should be like a supercut of every time Greg says what.
There should be a supercut of every time any of us mention Alan Thicke on the show.
I cannot believe that you just mentioned Alan
Wait,
Thicke.
but I'm going to blow your mind even more. Alan Thicke actually played on a previous season's episode. I believe it was season 10 or maybe 9. He played Kelly's boyfriend.
Wait, what?
Different character, though. Not the same character.
Different
But he played Kelly's boyfriend in either season 9 or season 10, and he played Peg's boyfriend in season 11.
He was practicing for the time where he'd have to be on Wife Swap with Gilbert Gottfried.
He was practicing for Three's a Crowd.
All new Freeze a Crowd feature entry.
Hey,
Yeah,
dear
future
Ellen,
installments.
dear Ellen, dickhead. I told my wife about this show. Now she's sharing it with her new boyfriend. I guess Three really is a crowd.
Jesus, Chico, that Alan Thicke is terrible.
Yeah, we need to go to Alan Thicke and ask him personally.
Yeah, I unfortunately he's unavailable right now. So.
Oh darn.
Okay.
But also a couple more things about this last season. Number one, I mentioned the goofy sound effects. One late episode. This is, I believe, like the fourth or fifth to last episode, called "Damn Bundy's," had Al selling his soul to the devil, and so he could actually. Well, and what the payoff was that he sold his soul to the devil in exchange for him being able to play for the Bears, or at least get to the Super Bowl. And then when he gets to the Super Bowl, the devil, who's played by Robert Englund, by the way, yes, Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Yes. The devil takes away his powers and turns him into, however old he would have been at the time, 50, and he's in pain, aching, and Al says, why'd you do that? Well, I only promised that I'd get you to the Super Bowl, not to win the Super Bowl. But the big thing about that episode, they introduced some graphics in terms of effects, facial effects, when Kelly actually turns into like some sort of, oh gosh, how do I describe it? Like a donkey face almost. And it looks really stupid and out of place, even more so than the doink sound when Jefferson or Al gets hit by a 2x4. But also, it didn't have proper series closure, which kind of sucks, especially since the second to last episode and the third to last episode was essentially a two-part episode, even though really it wasn't labeled as two parts, where the Bundys, they actually get held hostage by a fugitive on the run, and Kelly falls in love with her ditzy boyfriend. And then they get married, and that would have been a good place to have closure, but there was another episode afterwards, and that episode is definitely not a proper closure. But the big reason I'm saying this, the big reason that this season sucks, and anytime I see a season 11 episode, I don't watch it. I mean, that's the worst season of all, is the executive producer for this season was a woman, or is a woman, named Pamela Eales. And if you look at her IMDb, you'll see, gosh, how many shows has she done that have been aimed at teens and tweens? The Sweet Life on Deck, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Bunked, Jesse. Yeah. So I think, she was bringing a kiddie mentality to what was clearly not a kiddie show. But that's all I got to say about Married with Children. Season 11? Watch season 1 through 10. They're great. Unless you want to see Robert Englund, or you want to see Jonathan Mangum, or you want to see Alan Thicke. That's a bad Alan Thicke. I'm sorry,
That's worse than mine.
Yeah, good thing.
That's why I apologize.
Good thing I don't have an Alan Thicke impression.
No, you don't.
No, absolutely
no.
not.
Hey, let's move on to Chico. He's got another series.
Okay, yeah, I do. Okay, so 1997, ABC had just been bought out by Disney, so we have about a bit of a change of the guard, so to speak, and Miller Boyett or Miller Boyett Warren at this point is starting to get a little bit a little bit contentious with the brass. CBS comes in, and in what can only be described as a television coup, takes the two remaining Miller Boyett shows on ABC's TGIF lineup and adds them to their own lineup. Of course, those two shows were Step by Step, which I guess we'll revisit when we revisit this topic, and Family Matters. What happened in the final season of Family Matters? Oh God, what did not happen in the final season of Family Matters? Okay, a lot of it was basically a case of reality writes the plot. Michelle Thomas, who, played Myra, Urkel's girlfriend, she started being treated for cancer, if I'm not mistaken.
Dang.
And, yeah. In August 1997, as the production was beginning to ramp up, she was diagnosed with a rare form of intra-abdominal desmoplastic small round cell cancer. She underwent surgery to remove a tumor and then spent that year on The Young and the Restless. Unfortunately, the growth ruptured, and she died on December 22nd, 1998. But had she been healthy, she would actually be marrying Steve Urkel. That did not happen.
No.
What did happen, though? The culmination of 8 years of pursuing Laura Winslow, Steve finally proposes to Laura on the same episode that Stefan Urkel, also played by Jaleel White, proposes to Laura.
Woo!
So Steve and Stefan basically competing for they're basically the same person, except it's all complicated. But anyway,
Isn't at this point they're both two different people?
Yeah. Oh,
yes,
yeah.
they're both two different
absolutely,
people.
Yes.
Yeah. Somehow along the way they became two different people.
Yes. It's the DNA in the changing in the little porta potty TARDIS changing booth thing.
Well, and Steve was the geek, as we all know, and Stefan was sort of the preppy, classy type, the civilized type.
Yeah,
he was the grown and sexy guy.
He was.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, that's actually not a bad description. Yeah, he would have been.
Mm-hmm. So that's one thing that ended up changing. Another thing that ended up changing was that midway through the season, Harriet Winslow, as you know, played by the lovely and talented Jo Marie Payton France.
Previously mentioned on the Red Fox Comedy Hour.
Right. She was, and as you know, Harriet was the central character that was spun off into this show from Perfect Strangers. She disappeared mid-season.
Yeah.
To only be reappeared as if she was half-Time Lord and somehow got regenerated into Judy Ann Elder, who came from Murphy Brown and Martin.
Martin!
She was actually Gina's mother, Nadine.
Well.
Damn, Gina! I just want to say that.
Martin!
But after Martin was canceled, she was brought on as...
Wait, after what was canceled?
After Martin was
canceled... Martin!
She was brought on to replace Jo Marie Payton as Harriet Winslow. And I'm looking at the picture of the two, and I'm thinking to myself, as a kid watching this show, I didn't notice how similar the two looked. I was like, okay. I looked at this show when I was 18 years old watching it on Friday nights, and I'm thinking to myself, that lady looks nothing like Harriet Winslow.
Oh, yeah. Same here.
And yet, here it is 20 years later almost, and okay, now I see it. Now I see it.
Okay, I haven't rewatched those episodes since they first aired on CBS.
Yeah.
Oh, but I did watch one particular episode on CBS a couple of months ago, and Mike, you know what episode I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think I do.
This was the episode where Steve had to make a half-quart basket to win $1 million.
Oh, no.
I said that episode and sort of PTSD flashback from Mike.
Oh, boy.
No, it's just that's such a ridiculous plot.
Can you describe the plot?
Well, yeah. And again, it falls sort of in the same family as the Married with Children last season because, again, the plots there were absolutely ridiculous. So the absurd part, the original absurd part, is Urkel hits a half-court shot at a Clippers game, but then the doubly absurd part is he throws the ball up in the air and it hits the Jumbotron, and the Jumbotron falls to the ground and suffers, coincidentally, $1 million worth of damage. So he had that million for all of about 3 seconds, but he destroyed the Jumbotron.
Well, considering who owned the Clippers at the time, I have an idea of what that was exactly $1 million.
Oh,
No,
jeez. No.
Okay.
Bad Greg.
Oh, okay. Now, some of the people who actually wrote these episodes, they would go on to other things. Tim Stack wrote an episode. Yay. Good friend of the show, Tim Stack. Meg DeLoach, she wrote a couple of episodes, and she would be known for writing Family Reunion for Netflix nowadays, which also features Tom Hopkins, I should say. And then there's there's just like a whole bunch of, it's like everything sort of gets unloaded all at once here. We have the return of Myrtle Urkel, which, as you know, is just Jaleel Wright in drag.
Oh, that's always a good time.
Mm-hmm. We have, and it's not just for one episode; it's at least 4.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, and then we have a new member of the Urkel family, OGD, Original Gangsta Dog, Urkel's hip hop cousin from Detroit, which is basically Jaleel White dressed like a gangster.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, I have nothing to say.
Yeah. Then you have a character who is actually a new boss at Harriet's work, played by Mark Lynn Baker.
Yes, this was in, I believe, the same episode as the half-court shot.
Yeah, I think you're right, because I think Harriet was sexually harassed, I believe, on the job.
Yes, this is the same episode because, yeah.
And they don't even mention how her boss looks so coincidentally like Larry Appleton.
I was just about to say that. I was like, you know, Mr. By the way, Mr. Brenner, you look like an old friend of mine from my Chronicle days. I never liked him.
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been hilarious, but it was just a wasted opportunity. Just a wasted opportunity. We also see we don't see as much of Richie, who's played by Brighton James and is on a soap opera now. 3J, who's played by Orlando Brown, and he's on a feature entry with the Olsen twins, 2 of a kind. Or Rachel, who is played by the simply divine Thelma Hopkins, which I will talk about later this episode.
And by the way, Thelma Hopkins, I believe, recently celebrated her birthday this week.
Yes, she did. Happy birthday, Thelma Hopkins. Okay, and then we have Myra, and then we have Steve discovering that Myra is crazy.
Really? It took him this long to discover that?
I know, for a genius, he's not very smart, is he? He just discovers that she's a little bit obsessed when he goes into her house, sees her wallpaper, which is just a step and repeat of Steve Urkel's face, and then notices there's a spy rig in her mirror, and it's wired to Steve's glasses. Now, this all came up as Steve and Laura finally sort of entered into that long sought-after relationship, which, by the way, culminates in being proposed to in the anti-penultimate episode. And, oh god, this is just, oh god. Myra is charged with stalking and arrested. That's just... Really? Okay, and okay, so that's the the season ends, and the season/series ends with Urkel going into space with the Russians. Actually, it's not the Russians. The season ends with Urkel going into space after NASA buys a patent to one of his inventions, of which there are many in this particular season. But the invention causes a nearby satellite to crash into a space shuttle, and he is sent hurtling into space, causing NASA to try and improvise a rescue mission to save Urkel.
Yeah, it got a little absurd.
Yeah, it got a little.
It got a lot absurd.
We're not done yet, because guess who returns and declares herself as Steve's fiancée? Hi, Myra. How you doing?
I knew you were going to say that.
All right. So, and ultimately, they do rescue Steve, and he comes back to Earth, and it all culminates with Steve saying, "You get more beautiful every time I see you," and Laura says that she'll kiss him on one condition: that you never go into outer space again. And that's the end of the series. They kiss, and I guess there's an urban legend, I don't know how true it is, but if there was a 10th season, it would begin with the Urkel-Laura wedding. I don't know how true that is. I do know... Oh, wait, there's one more. There is one more bit before we go into sort of the reality rights, the script here. In the middle of this season, Eddie drops out of college and decides that he wants to become a police officer. Like Carl.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. It gets better. Because Eddie gets a taste of his piece, and he kind of sort of likes it.
Oh, no.
Yeah. He thinks that, life in the academy is going to be a cakewalk. And yet, when he gets to Hogan's Alley, he ends up shooting a cardboard cutout of his sister. Yeah.
Why is there a cardboard cutout of his sister?
Because by now, Carl is captain and he has some pull.
Oh.
Yeah. So all of that happens in the course of this year. In the same year that, again, another sort of urban legend, I don't know how true it is, but it's like, Jo Marie Payton France decides that she doesn't want to be on the show anymore because it's the show kind of sort of got away from her, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all of a sudden it's about, hey, what's Urkel doing this week?
Well, that plus also Stefan. Oh, God, I'm sorry.
Stefan and Myrtle and OGD.
Oh, also, we should add that we will revisit this at some point when we cover the CBS Block Party, specifically Migo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're not done talking about this.
No, we're not. But, yeah, that's basically the final season of Family Matters in a nutshell, and it gave me a headache. Maybe it was just the fact that this all happened when I was a senior in high school and felt like I was getting way too old for this, but, yeah.
Yeah. I was in 7th grade, and I was getting way too old for this. stuff.
And I'm glad I was years old and I was working at the time.
Yeah.
Lucky me.
Yeah, lucky you. What do we have next?
And by the way, I'm not doing anything to this episode. I'm just going to let you guys take it from here and just laugh at, oh my God, that was so awful.
Greg's going to let us hang by our own petard.
I am.
Yeah.
This is punishment for making me suffer through the 10 minutes of Carter Country I saw last week.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my gosh. Did
okay.
we have to bring that
now
up?
that you put it that way, I mean...
Hey, that's another series that lasted one season too long. Actually, 2 seasons too long. But enough about that. We talked about how everything goes back to Married with Children.
Yeah.
Well, another show everything goes back to is Night Court.
Oh.
Yeah, and the 9th season of Night Court... maybe it should have just ended at season 8. Season 8 ended on a bit of a weird note. We had Dan, if you remember Dan Fielding, in the later seasons. He actually was like the heir of Phil. If you remember, Phil was the sort of hobo type of person, the bum. And he was actually like a secret millionaire. And he actually created a charitable fund for Phil, the Phil Foundation.
Yep. And it was up to, and if I'm not mistaken, it was up to Dan to sort of grow the Phil Foundation. Yeah, I know how words work.
Yeah, he was left responsibility by Phil in his will. Boy, there's a lot of rhymes there. Phil said in his will that Dan was being like the executor or the person running the Phil Foundation. Plus also at the same time, in the season 8 finale, Tony, who is Christine's boyfriend at one point, tries to win her back. And if you remember, a long-running thing was that Judge Harry Stone had a bit of a crush on Christine. So we ended on a bit of a turbulent note, but we started on maybe even more of a turbulent note, again with a 2-parter episode. And this time, Dan, who again also had feelings for Christine, maybe even more so than Harry Stone, kidnapped her.
What?
Let me repeat that. Dan Fielding kidnapped Christine Sullivan.
That dastardly John Larroquette.
Well, but also let's remember, he is a person of high standing, maybe not high moral standing, given what we know about him. But he's a lawyer, and obviously that's a high visibility and high respect position, whether you like lawyers or not. So yeah, committing kidnapping is sort of serious. I mean, it's sort of serious under any circumstances.
Yeah.
So what happened, unfortunately, is he had to go start at the bottom. And by the bottom, what I mean is he was a lawyer in a dog law court. So he was sort of in Gary Busey's pet court. Oh, by the way, something we're going to talk about eventually.
Oh, yeah, you're very high on that.
Now, I think Gary Busey's high on that. But the thing is, it's going to be talked about because, yeah, it needs to be talked about if you haven't seen it. So beyond that, we had Bull in love, and the thing is, Bull really, in the first 8 years, rarely, if ever, was shown having some sort of relationship. I mean, he tried at times, but obviously, remember, Bull is 6'7", 6'8", doesn't come across as the smartest bulb in the tree, even though he's a very smart bulb. As we have alluded to in the past when he went on the game show, What Am I? And won. He got the basketball hoop for the kids at the rec center. And don't forget that Chuck Fleck, the host, was Bob Ridgely, who we talked about. Why am I bringing back all the past episodes on when things were rotten?
Because you remember them all.
I'm a sick son of a... So as I was saying, so he starts developing a relationship with Wanda, and ultimately pops the question, and they get to the wedding ceremony. But notice I didn't say that they got married, because there was a little bit of turbulence at the wedding, because Bull wanted to wear his mother's wedding dress, and there was a big fight over it, and then there's a fight over the best man, and yeah, it is a total mess. But again, this is a side of Bull that we had never seen before in terms of relationships with females. He was always sort of, he tried finding a girlfriend, but again, women don't like people who look tall and dumb, and I totally get that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, actually, maybe one of the good things about this season is Harry finally became friends with Mel Torme, and if you've ever seen Night Court, Harry loves Mel Torme. He wants Mel Torme to come by the courtroom and say hi, and he wants to meet him. And there's always some reason that he misses Mel Torme. He finally becomes friends with him, and they actually go to a Man of the Year dinner, but Harry later finds out this Man of the Year dinner is more like a Dean Martin roast than a real Man of the Year honorary dinner. And so he tries to get Mel to not take part in this dinner, because he doesn't want to obviously infuriate and embarrass his new buddy, if you will. So the season ends with, albeit not consecutively, but there's two-part episodes which have the same general theme, which was Christine was running for Congress. And ultimately, guess what? Surprise, surprise, she goes to Congress. So obviously she's got to step down from her defender's role. But then we have some closure, actually, which is great. Harry actually has a couple of offers. He could teach at Columbia Law School, or he had the opportunity to tour with Mel Torme. Boy, I wonder which one he took. Hint, not the paying job. He wanted to hang out with Mel. And then Bull sort of went a little crazy. He felt that aliens were following him, and it just the usual craziness, but it just didn't feel right. And I believe by this time, it wasn't on Thursday nights anymore, because it was at 9:30 on Thursdays, basically, I think, for like season 2 on, or maybe even late in season 1. And it went back to Wednesday nights by this point, I do believe. And, well, you don't have the Cosby Show there, which would have been in this last year. You don't have A Different World there. You don't have Cheers there, which still had another year left. Wednesday, it seems, well, it got moved from Wednesdays early on, and then it went back to Wednesdays, where it had a very slow, painful death.
I don't even know if it's in good taste to joke about this next one, because of all the things that happened to everybody that was on it. Yeah, I'm talking about the final season of Different Strokes.
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Okay, so NBC canceled it after 7 seasons. ABC comes and picks up for an 8th season. By this point, we have Maggie McKinney Drummond and her son Sam, played by Dixie Carter and Danny Cooksey, respectively.
Bobby Budnick, that's right. But Dixie Carter did not return for that final season. Now the log line was that she had left to do Designing Women, which would have been airing, I want to say, its first season, and it would have been like the first of 8 seasons. That's another show that we'll cover when we revisit this subject. But anyway, if we ever do,
if we ever revisit this subject, that's another one. She was replaced by Mary Ann Mobley,
And she's another one of those people that you look at her and you look at Dixie Carter and all you could say was, "Thank you, Keith."
Hey,
Terrible recasting, she says.
Hey, Marianne Mobley was a very beautiful woman.
Yeah, she was a very beautiful woman. She just was not in the same league as...
Oh, no, not in the same league as Dixie Carter.
No, not even in the same... Not in the same league, not even in the same zip code. She was not... She was not Maggie. She was just somebody that said all of Maggie's lines. But we didn't see much of her. We did see a whole lot of Arnold and his friends, Dudley and Robbie and Jason, and a new friend, Charlie, played by Jason Hervey.
Oh, that Jason Hervey.
Yes, that Jason Hervey.
That Jason Hervey from Pee-wee's Big Adventure and The Wonder Years and Missy Hyatt's ex-boyfriend.
Yep.
I had to mention that.
Yeah, I know. Okay, and again...
and Eric Bischoff's former business partner.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
True story.
You started him. Now finish him.
Okay, finish him! Okay. Alright, and another thing is that because everybody on the cast is getting on in years, we're left to pretty much leave the series concentrated on Arnold and his friends and Sam. Because everybody is getting on in years and, well, we're seeing less and less. In fact, Conrad Bain, I believe, is the only person in the entire cast to have appeared in every episode.
Yeah.
Yep. And you see you see a lot of people that are coming back, and it doesn't really seem like it's coming to a conclusion or anything. But you see a lot of you get the feeling that there's a whole timbre of, yeah, been doing this shit for 8 years now. Especially as far as Gary Coleman is concerned, because by now he's 17 years old. And he still looks like he was 9.
Yeah.
So, he had medical issues going on, issues with his parents that have long been documented. But everything was just sort of standard issue. Everything was just status quo. There was no finality to anything. Even the last appearance of Kimberly, played by Dana Plato, as I want to say critically successful as it was, because the episode is called Bulimia, and it revealed that Kimberly had an eating disorder. And it was some really powerful stuff, and it was one of the most lauded episodes of the series. But there was absolutely no finality to anything.
Well, I got a question, Chico.
What's that?
This would have given us a lot of finality to the series. Did Dudley learn to stay the hell away from that bike shop?
God, dog. Mike, get me out of. Mike, get me out of this, please. Just get me out. Just get me out of this, please.
You know, this might be the name of the next series we're going to talk about. But also, this might be a good request for Greg, or more of a demand. Greg, get smart. Get smart. Yeah, it seems like a common theme we're talking about when we talk about Family Matters, and as we just talked about with different strokes, is a show lasting a year too long, but being on a new network. Get Smart was the same way. It spent its first 4 years, 1965 to 1969, on NBC, and then 1969 to 1970, it moved over to CBS. And oh my gosh, were there vast changes. There weren't really a lot of changes in the personnel, but again, this sort of follows with Married with Children, where they got absurd with some of the plot lines, where reality, which, yeah, I understand we're talking about Get Smart, and reality maybe blurred a little bit or distorted, but there were just some very weird and creepy, at least in my opinion, plot lines. And also we should add that in that 5th season, well, Agent 86 and 99, who are Maxwell Smart and Barbara Feldon's character, they have a kid. They obviously get married at some point and have a kid. So, yeah, there's the baby, and the baby's going to save the series. I don't think so. But, yeah, again, well, first off, the opening music, the theme music is epic, classic theme music.
Mm-hmm.
The season 5 theme was sort of like remixed. It was like the redheaded child of the original theme. It had a different opening sequence. The font was different, and even the Carmen Ghia, which he drove, was gone.
Oh.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Carmen Ghia was gone, and it was just a very weird season. And when it reran on, I believe it was MeTV when I saw it like first time 9 years ago, it was like trippy. And again, it was trippy almost in a 1969 sense, like, maybe somebody hit the wacky tobacco a little too hard. Especially, again, with some of the plot lines. There was one that I remember where there was like a man-eating plant, not unlike a Venus flytrap, and it was basically up to Maxwell to capture the person who had this giant man-eating plant, which it was really goofy, a creepy episode. And we talked about this person. Oh, it was on the Duck Factory. We talked about this person, Jack Guilford. And he played like this guy with this contagious smile, which was hypnotizing. It was so contagious and pleasing. It was hypnotizing. And anybody who looked at him and his smile like fell under his spell. Again, sort of absurd, but also at the same time, Jack Guilford. Oh my gosh. I mean, he may not have had a storied career in terms of, that show, that one, show that everybody could recognize him on. But he was on Duck Factory. Golden Girls he was on as, I believe, Sophia's boyfriend until he died, and I think he died about 1990. So he made the rounds, obviously, for a good 30 years or so. But yeah, that episode gave me the willies. Maybe just because looking at Jack Guilford's smile for literally like the entire episode until they got to chaos or they I don't think they did anything to him in terms of making him unsmile. That could happen, but just very weird. And also, this may fall more under the category of goofy writing over the course of the season. But every single show episode that season was in some way a takeoff of the name of a movie. So you had Rebecca of Funny Folk Farm. Yeah. You had, instead of Ice Station Zero, you had Ice Station Siegfried.
Oh.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And oh yeah, that one, 99 and a CIA agent had to go to the North Pole to find out why the world was having a new ice age, and they found Siegfried, who, if you remember, was played by Bernie Capel, and he had a large fan cooling off the entire planet. Again, absurdity, 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 absurdity. And you just had it was just very, very goofy, very and bizarre. You had another one, and I'm just, as I'm looking at IMDb, I'm remembering these episodes. There was one episode called Smartacus, not Spartacus, Smartacus, in which there's a steam bath laced with truth serum, and it's like a Roman bath. You see Spartacus, ha ha ha, and get smart, Smartacus, ha ha. And they basically, Max and the Chief went to these baths, and it was like very Roman baths. I mean, the people actually like dressed up as Romans and stuff, to investigate it. But yeah, oh my gosh, this was a bad season for what's usually a very good show. But like I said, if you hear the theme music, and if I feel like it, I'm going to pop it in right here. But it's like totally different than what you're used to, and that's really a shame. I understand, new network. It was on Friday nights now. Oh yeah, Friday nights. Well, I wonder why it got killed. It was vastly different, and maybe a little trippy for most people.
You could tell watching the last season that they pretty much abandoned all pretense and just went hard.
And again, goofy, absurd. Reality was thrown out the window. But also, again, at that time, this is 1969, CBS was sort of starting to leave that urban, CBS was starting to leave that rural theme, that they had with Andy Griffith and Beverly Hillbillies and Green Acres.
The great rural purge.
Yeah, this was a little bit before the purge. I wonder if they got this series, Get Smart, to maybe be part of the new renaissance. Hey, we're CBS. We're not trying to attract people in flyover country. We're trying to attract, the hippies who enjoyed Get Smart back in 1965 and 1966. And it just, again, didn't work. And, Friday night time slot didn't help.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but I'm sure Chico's got another good TV show lined up.
Well, it's a TV show that had a bunch of changes to begin with, but this was probably the biggest. And it's what I want to say to these two jokers time and time again. Give me a break.
Oh, yeah, that was getting long in the tooth because that had been on, I think for 7 seasons by that point?
Well, the 6th one was the final one.
Okay.
And the 6th one was basically, it started, well, we have to go back to a few seasons when Officer Carl Kaniski, played by the late great Dolph Sweet, he actually died, so they had to sort of talk about that, and we'll talk about this on a future entry. But I'm just gonna go through the laundry list of everything that happened, and how this was just so different and so radically different than the rest of the series. Okay, so Julie is married and with child and moved to San Francisco. Sam is accepted to college in New Jersey. Nell wants to help her move into college, so she goes to New York, where Addie is now living. I told you we'd get back to Thelma Hopkins eventually. And, of course, by this time, Nell has her foster son, Joey, played, of course, by Joey Lawrence.
Whoa!
Very good.
Hey, you know what Joey's reaction was when he found out he was moving to New York City? Whoa!
Yeah. Okay, so we got all of that out of the way. Addie's now living in New York. Nell goes to visit her while dropping Sam off at college. And Joey, because where else is he going to go, is tagging along with Nell.
Whoa!
And Joey learns that he has a biological father and a little brother too.
Whoa! Whoa!
Whoa! Of course, little brother is played by his real-life brother, Matthew Lawrence, a future installment, Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. And then Nell gets a new job at a publisher, and some escapades ensue. I like that word, escapades. But the whole sort of overarching theme of this season is basically predicated by Nell. You know, all the kids are, because of course Nell is the live-in housekeeper of the Kaniskis. All the kids are out living their lives. Nell has the house to herself. She's looking for a purpose, and of course she has her kid. So now you fast forward a couple episodes into the season, and what drives her more than anything? Hearing Frank Sinatra singing New York, New York. If I can make it here, I can make it anywhere. So there you go. She's escapades ensue. And it's basically Nell, Joey, Addie, and also Nell's mother.
Oh, I know who it is. Played
You
by.
know who it is, Greg?
Yes.
Okay. Played by Rosetta Lenoir, a.k.a.
Mother
Mother
Winslow.
Winslow. Jeez. Yep. It all circles back to Family Matters somehow, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
And of course, the later stages of the season, and again, we'll talk about this on a future episode, but it all just seems to sort of center around Joey.
Whoa.
And yeah, and basically, well, it all runs its course, and by May 12th of '87, we're all pretty much tired of it, and yeah.
Whoa.
And there's no real, and again, there's no real finality to it. I mean, you see faces from the first 5 seasons pop up from time to time, but there's really no real final finality to it. Only that Joey goes to live with Mayim Bialik, and Matthew goes and fights alien viruses in his junk computer.
Whoa.
Whoa.
And this is nothing to say, and Andy is just a glitter in his father's pants. I don't know. Whoa.
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 And again, we'll talk about this on a later episode, I'm sure. But yeah, it's like, where do you go from here? We were asking that question after everybody left for college. Where do we go from here? This is where we go from here.
Well, I think I need to give one more.
Okay.
And this one's very close to a couple of our hearts for various reasons. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the syndicated version? This show has been on since 1999, and really, in terms of graphics, has remained relatively unchanged.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It changed a little bit.
I mean, it's like you see one episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, you immediately know it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the main things that changed, yeah, again, some of the graphics a little bit. The hosts have changed quite a bit because we had Terry Crews and we had Cedric the Entertainer, and obviously we had Meredith and Chris Harrison.
And now we got Jimmy Kimmel.
And now, he wasn't on the syndicated
Well,
version.
I know,
but
you know what I
but
mean.
I know what you mean, yeah. Well, this last season, I don't know. People have stories. First off, the graphics were totally changed. Totally changed. We're back to the classic format, albeit not entirely classic because it wasn't 15 questions to win the million. It was 14 questions.
Yeah, but they weren't playing from the dummy deck, I don't think.
No, I don't think they were playing through the dummy deck. But just the graphics had changed. It looked like it was on its last legs, and the thing is, a lot of people that at least me and Chico know personally were on the show that year.
Yep.
Hey Tommy.
Hi, Liz.
Yeah. I mean, we could just name names. Hey, Robin. Even though I'm not friends with Robin, Robin knows who he is. We could just throw names out left and right. But it was just, I don't know if it was necessarily the dummy deck that they used.
They didn't use the dummy deck that last season. They used the I'm not going to give away any of Disney's money deck.
Well, also I was going to say it wasn't the dummy deck because when you had the Ask the Audience, usually it'd be used on simple questions, and you'd have, on simple questions, it should be like 98% said this, 96, 97 said this, and now you had like 81% of people said this, and the other three answers are absolutely absurd. And quite frequently, you'd have people using their entire batch of lifelines sometimes by $5,000 or $7,000, and that just reeks of money-saving mode. Plus, also, you had some quality players, and I'm going to mention one, and this is a person who was on Jeopardy, 25 years ago or so, Claudia Perry.
Oh,
Claudia Perry is one of the smartest people you'll ever meet.
Claudia Perry is a legend. She is an absolute legend.
She absolutely is. She won how many days on Jeopardy? I think 4 days on Jeopardy.
I think she won all 5.
At least 4 or 5, and obviously made the tournament champions if she won 5. And she's a legend. She got on Millionaire, and she bombed at the $3,000 question. And I'm going to tell you, I just aired recently within the last maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah, because Millionaire is now on syndication in slots where America Says was on syndication last year.
Oh, no, here...
Mike's told me this story.
Yeah, no, here it replaced Cops for obvious reasons because it's 2020. And also, I believe it was the Real Sheriffs of El Dorado County.
What?
Really?
It was another takeoff of Cops, but obviously in El Dorado County. And the thing is, it aired here last year from 2 to 3 in the morning after Cops got heave-hoed. But now it airs actually 4 to 5 in the afternoon. Yes, Greg, you look like you want to say something.
I'm sorry, I had to, because I know on here it airs on WLNY channel 55. So I put my DVR to channel 55, and you know what turned up? The Drew Barrymore show where she's giving like all of like the news and stuff.
No, sorry, haven't seen that.
No.
Oh,
and don't care to.
Have you seen the Chloe Fineman skit from SNL about the Drew Barrymore
No,
show?
I admit I didn't.
Oh, it's hilarious. It is exactly what the show is.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Oh,
All right.
by the way, I do have Claudia Perry's $3 question punched up.
Oh, yeah. Listen to this. I had never heard of this. I mean, you can reason this out.
This is new. This is new to me here. This is new to me. Which of these is a guy-friendly version of a popular fruity cocktail made by mixing orange juice with beer instead of with the usual champagne? Okay, no, you know what? Now that I read it out loud, it's easy to reason.
Yeah, it's very easy to reason. Absolutely.
Okay, but the choices she was given: Martine He, Manmosa, Daiquiri, or Bloody Gary.
Oh, jeez. And obviously, if you know what's in those drinks, you know, the martini is gin and vermouth, and the Bloody Mary is vodka and tomato juice, and a daiquiri, I know it's a fruity drink. I don't know if it has rum in it, but yeah, if you know that a mimosa has champagne and orange juice, well, the Manmosa would have beer and orange juice. But yeah, she got stumped on that question. Clearly, she may not be much of a drinker, or maybe she just got something lost in translation. But I mean, that's a cruel question to lose out on, especially for such a quality player like her.
Yeah, that is just absolutely. That was my heart broke for her. My heart really broke for her. And that was just indicative of sort of the level of higher order thinking that you're going to need to play this season of Millionaire.
Yeah, absolutely. But also on top of that, how many celebrity weeks did we have? I know they had at least one, maybe, I'm sorry, not even one. They had two realistically, because you had a celebrity week, and then you had a TV anchor week. And actually, I was in the audience for a couple episodes of that week, Pay It Forward week. And then you had returning contestants, you know, from the previous season. The last of whom, the last Millionaire contestant in syndication, is our good friend Sarah Lehman. She was the last Millionaire contestant, Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
In the syndicated version, wow.
In the syndicated version. But, yeah, and it ended... well, it didn't end well, and it's not like we had a cliffhanger or anything like that. Like, hey, if we get renewed next season, you're going to come back and play for $100,000. No,
I think they pretty much were resigned to the fact that, hey, this is probably it for us here. So
yeah, and again, I've heard stories from friends, and again, friends of at least two of us, if not three of us, that were actually in the green room slated to be on the show that year on the last tape date, and they just left them high and dry, even though one flew pretty much like halfway across the country, flying to Vegas from his home state, a Great Lakes state. And apparently the personnel that were handling contestants in the green room weren't terribly professional. And I'm guessing that may be because there may have been a different casting company involved in the final season, which I do think was actually the case, because I actually tried out for the show. again in Vegas when we go to the former Ticona. And the 30-question quiz, I had gotten 30 out of 30. If not 30 out of 30, definitely 29 out of 30.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, you have, when you have trivia players from around the country gathering, you're not going to get, some bums that are going to get 10 out of 30.
No, you're gonna. It's like, trivia confab in Las Vegas. This is where you come to get the people you want to schedule for either premiere week or sweeps,
or just for your show in general.
Because these are the people who are going to get you to the million.
Yeah, and so I had the interview. Did well enough on the interview where they took my tax information, they took my phone number, they took my home address, but they never called me. Not that I'm bitter or anything. I'm not bitter. But actually somebody who was in the same group of people with me, she was on the show in November of 2018, and she won $100,000. And not bad, especially and she was a big Millionaire fan. She said she had been watching from the beginning. She knew her trivia. Obviously, you don't get to $100,000 by luck. And again, her episodes just aired, within the last, I want to say month or so. No, it was a little bit more than a month ago, because they aired when I was in the hospital. And unfortunately, the hospital didn't get, or doesn't get, the channel that airs Millionaire here. So I didn't have an opportunity to see her. But I think she might be popping up on the second run within the next month or so. It seems like they're only airing a certain batch of episodes. I haven't seen the episodes that I saw in person. Again, not that they were overly exciting. They were TV anchors playing for charity, but still haven't seen them show up yet. But yeah, Millionaire, it was long in the tooth. It didn't give away its money. I mean, realistically, let's be honest. That show didn't give away its title amount of money in 16 seasons since the first year, literally within the first 3 months of the syndicated show.
They had 2 winners the first season. And they had, again, a friend of at least Chico, Nancy Christie, won, and Kevin Smith, not that Kevin Smith, not the
won
director.
the million. And that was all within, I really want to say it was within it was definitely the first season, but I think it was within the first 4 months or 3 months of that first season. And then nothing. You had a couple $500,000 winners. This season, the last season of Millionaire, had a couple $100,000 winners. I think maybe one $250,000 winner, maybe not even one, maybe zero. I mean, they really put the screws on people. They turned the $250,000 question into something that should have been worth $1 million or more. So, yeah, I mean, it was a fun show. I would have loved to go on it, but they decided to pull the plug, and hey, we got Tamron Hall, and aren't we all just the better for it?
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Well, do you have any more?
I guess, you know what? There was the final season of The Facts of Life, which I guess we'll just go over, because it was sort of like, I just want to say it was sort of The Facts of Life, the new class.
Oh, yeah.
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 Well, it wasn't just the new class. You had George Clooney there for a while, and you had Mrs. Garrett opening this hip, trendy-looking store. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question. Was the store called Girls, Girls, Girls?
No, it wasn't.
It should have been.
No.
No, that was Motley Crue's store. Girls, girls, girls.
Boo. Okay, so of course, by season 8, Charlotte Rae left the series and left everybody in the hands of her sister Beverly and Stickle. And Beverly Ann was sort of like Phyllis on the Mary Tyler Moore Show for good reason. They were both played by Cloris Leachman.
Oh yeah, we all love Cloris Leachman.
Yeah. And by that time, she also had an employee that she legally adopted, aside from being the baby of the group and the only male, played by Mackenzie Aston, to, sort of, shake things up. And Brandon Tartikoff said as much. I was surprised Facts of Life performed well this season, as with the major cast change and all. I thought it might not perform as it had in the past. We renewed it for another season. And yet they put it on Saturday. Which says to me that, yes, we renewed it for a season. Yes, you just got renewed, but only just.
And even airing on the same night as the Golden Girls couldn't save it.
Nope. So, and by this you have, and by now you have, let's see, aside from the usuals, we have some kids by the name of, we already have, we talked about wait, George Clooney was absent this season. No wonder it sucked.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yep. But we were introduced to the Wonder from Down Under, Pippa McKenna, played by Sherry Kren. This was just oh gosh, what could I say about this? We have everybody all of the originals are just sort of, but there was a bit of finality, at least. There was a bit of finality because they sort of wrote out, because Mindy Cohn and Nancy McKeon wanted to leave the series. They wrote the characters of Natalie and Joe out. So, yeah, that was pretty much. You get rid of two of your big characters. That's pretty much all they wrote for that. But the cast did reunite for a made-for-TV movie. Yeah, the third. You want to call it the third of the Facts of Life made-for-TV reunion movie trilogy. The first two being Facts of Life Go to Paris and Facts of Life Down Under.
And the Facts of Life Down Under is a future entry.
Yeah. I might just put the Facts of Life Go to Paris too. Why not?
I'll do it.
Okay, but yeah. You have Blair Warner as a lawyer now. Tootie Ramsey is a morning talk show host, now preferring to be called Dorothy. And Natalie is a behind-the-scenes TV news producer at CNN with a love life and a frenetic work schedule. And Joe is a police officer who did not make the reunion. And nobody makes mention of the fact that Natalie sounds... And nobody makes mention of the fact that Natalie sounds a lot like Velma Dinkley.
That's weird.
Tell me that. Nobody makes mention of it.
Yeah. That's kind of like nobody mentions the fact that Shaggy now kind of sounds like Matthew Lillard.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah, I don't know either.
Okay. Anything else?
I got one more, and I'm just going to say a few words about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Roseanne before the reboot.
Oh, gee.
The lottery season. That's
all,
it.
You know what?
That's the list. That's all I'm saying.
That's it. That's the tweet.
We'll just
that's a nice quickie note to end on. Yeah, the lottery season, and it turns out
was
the final
all a
episode of the season. Yeah, it was all a dream, not unlike let's say Newhart, except Newhart did it a heck of a lot better.
Yeah. Well, thankfully they retconned this.
Yeah, well, Roseanne didn't eat too much sushi and get hit in the head with a golf ball. But that's all I'm saying. The lottery season of Roseanne, that's the list. Goodbye, good night, drive safely. I'm not even saying any more about that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I got one more thing I want to add.
What's that?
Okay, going back to the episode of Family Matters where Urkel tried to hit that half-scored shot.
Uh-huh.
You'd think he'd get some advice on how to hit the shot from Rick Majerus. There, boom, I did it!
Well, what can I say except the 9 shows we mentioned and the 9 seasons we mentioned, they shouldn't have been made, but alas, they were all things on TV.
Yep.
And if you think we're stopping here, you don't know us very well, do you?
No.
He got the Rick Majerus mention in. Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay. You know what?
You knew I was going to put it in.
Okay, Greg, next episode, I want you to work in a Raleigh Massimino reference. I want to see how you're going to do that.
Done.
No! I just looked at what the next episode is. I'm like, no.
No.
Hey, what about no? Hey, what if I just no? Hey, how about if I no?
But that's the challenge, Chico. Let's see him work a Raleigh Massimino reference into the next episode.
Oh, I'm going to find a way to work it in. Trust me.
Oh, my gosh. We're going to go through every college basketball coach in history and challenge Greg to put them in future episodes.
Oh.
So wait for next week when I tell Greg, work Adolph Rupp into this episode.
Oh, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, Mike.
Work Lou Carnesecca into this episode. Row!
Let me go. This is Gene.
What's the matter, Rich?
In the next episode, Steve Urkel turns Carl into a giant sandwich and accidentally eats him.
Oh, wait, that's hilarious, buddy. It's hilarious.
Come on, I'm an actor, Gene. This was supposed to be about me and my family.
I know, but after that first death spot with Steve Urkel, America fell in love with him, man. We had to make him a regular, and hey, listen, he's the star of the show now, sweetheart. We gotta play ball, Bubba.
Don't you dare bubble me, Gene. Now, last week, Steve used his transformation machine to turn Carl into a car and drive him around the Monaco Grand Prix. Come on! How many times are we gonna use this transformation machine? This was supposed to be a blue-collar Cosby show. Now you turn it into goddamn Quantum Leap. Who writes this?
I couldn't tell you even if I wanted to, okay? We got like 21 writers up there, okay? You know what I'm saying, Reginald? But you and I both know that they don't decide what happens in the show, okay? We both know who decides what happens in the show.
2 weeks ago, Steve Urkel used his invisibility ray on Carl, and I wasn't even in the goddamn episode. It was just my voice.
Yes, I know, Reginald. I'm sorry. I apologize. It'll never happen again.
Then Steve used his voice-changing ray to turn Carl into a high-pitched, nerdy voice. Who do you think provided the voice for that?
Don't get too feisty on me now, Reg. Let's not go down that path, okay?
Oh, we're going down that path, Gene. In a couple of weeks, Harriet, Eddie, Laura, Grandma, Aunt Rachel, Little Richie, and the other little kid are gonna get teleported to another dimension. And then Steve injects Carl with his own DNA, so Carl turns into another Steve Urkel. That's 2 Steve Urkels and no family on a show called Family Matters. How the does that work?
Listen, Reg, I don't have to tell you. Urkelmania is unstoppable, okay? He's a phenomenon. There's nothing we can do about it, okay? It's up to him.
No. I'm an actor. I'm a actor. I am a real actor. I did Richard III. I was in True West with Sherman Helmsley. I was in Die Hard, damn it. Steve Urkel.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
1-800-COLLECT presents Max Gerald, Private Eye.
Now, where you gotta call Mom.
Dial 1-800-COLLECT. It's easy and it's 10 cents a minute. 10
10 cents? Give me that phone.
1-800-COLLECT. 10 cents a minute every evening, all week long.
Honey, did you wash the car?
Yeah.
Did you change the litter box?
Yeah. Last week.
I love you.
If it's anything less than tidy, Cat, you'll know.
Tuesday.
I'm going in.
Cop killers are begging for trouble.
3 cops are down.
When they go gunning for TV's only married cops.
Hold it! Don't move! Showtime.
Magruder and Loud at 9, 8 Central. Tuesday.
Friday, join Barbara Mandrell and sisters Louise and Earlene together again in a sparkling special, exploding with holiday music and magic, a Barbara Mandrell Christmas. Then, with the family business gone and her marriage failing, hope arrives from the past.
You need to be home.
The journey back rekindles old memories, and a near tragedy brings the family together.
In the presence of love, there are miracles.
Lee Remick and Angela Lansbury star
An old-fashioned
in A Gift of Love, a Christmas story, Friday.
Don't take off that beard till after the JCPenney After Christmas Sale, starting Saturday at 8 a.m. Because now you can play Santa for yourself with 25 to 50% off a collection of Mrs. blouses and sweaters, women's outerwear, sleepwear, and robes. Savings on our entire line of lingerie, fine jewelry, too. All men's sweaters and outerwear, 25 to 50% off. So play Santa one more time. JCPenney, we bring out the Santa in you. JCPenney.
Ho, 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 ho. I'm Larry Bud Melman, pause. President of Melman Productions, and also Melman Bus Lines. Like most Americans, most of the year I'm only interested in buses, bus schedules, and bus maintenance. But as we celebrate this holiday season, shouldn't we take time out to reflect on the things other than buses that we should be thankful for? We live in a nation blessed with good roads, clean highway rest stops, and many underpasses with generous 14-foot clearances, not to mention bus terminals where you can have 4 pictures taken for under $1. Laminate something in plastic, or just relax and make a special friend. Yes, there is so much to be grateful for this year. So why not really celebrate and take the whole family out for a real old-fashioned Christmas bus ride? I think they deserve it. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
PlayStation Nation's JT Rosero and Chad Campbell here. We want to let you know that we have over 24 podcasts available on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and PlayStation.com. We now offer them to you on 2 great feeds. On the PlayStation Wrestling feed, we dive into topics running the gamut from today's WWE to the glory days of yesteryear and the ins and outs of the territory days. In addition to our full-length shows, we also deliver to you special pod blasts on topics old and new.
The Place to Be Nation Pop feed is a veritable treasure trove of great content. Offer tremendous shows covering the land of movies, television, life, comics, and sports, brought to you by the most knowledgeable and insightful folks in the podcast world.
You can find all these great shows, plus archives of our past podcasts from over the past 8 years as well by subscribing to both feeds on iTunes. And while you're there, be sure to rate and leave feedback as well. All of these shows, plus others, available on PlaceMeNation.com, where we cover pro wrestling, sports, movies, comics, plus in-depth search projects, and much more. Be sure to support our site by using www.PlaceMeNation.com/Amazon when doing your online shopping. We want to thank our friends at Boneheads, Wing Bar, ProWrestlingOnly.com, and HistoryOfWrestling.com as well. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. PlaceMeNation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world. Episode 117, submission number 532, Personal Injury Court. Personal Injury Court ran in syndication from September 16th of 2019 to February 26th of 2020 for 120 episodes. Though in some markets, it did air until September of 2020.
Like here.
Sorry to those folks.
What do you mean, sorry?
Okay.
Okay, well, hold on.
It aired here till September, and
are you saying that Personal Injury Court isn't on anymore?
It's not on anymore.
Well, I'll be.
I'm sorry, are you disappointed?
A little bit. Wait, play the music. Play the music.
Today on Personal Injury Court.
This happened at your place?
I slip and my foot gets caught on the carousel. I hear popping and I'm falling down in that gap and I can't get out.
There were several warnings ahead of time and she chose not to heed to any of them.
You are asking this court to award you $150,000.
She suffered a fairly severe injury that she crushed her calcaneus, which is the heel bone, and also lacerated her Achilles tendon.
If people are falling off of Ferris wheels, that's probably not a place anybody should go.
Well, guys, over the history of television, we've seen a lot of court shows that have been good. Well, in terms of like Judge Judy good and Judge Mathis good and Divorce Court good. Also, at the same time, we've seen other court shows that are entries on our list in the future. Eye for an Eye, Judge Mills Lane.
Previous entry, the High Court with Doug Benson, which was
the High
really
Court,
good, but really short.
And previous entry, Judge Wapner's Animal Court.
Yes,
and like to put America's Court on this list, but it will never end, Byron Allen.
Yeah, it'll never end.
Thanks, Byron.
Plus, also, don't forget, and we'll be talking about this sooner rather than later, Gary Busey's Pet Court.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but we're not here for any of that. We're here for maybe the worst reenacted court show ever in the history of television. And there have been some court shows that have been reenacted. Divorce Court in the 80s with Jim Peck and was it Martha Smith or Shelley? One of the Smith women. I think it was Martha Smith. That was reenacted.
Wait a minute. Are you saying Personal Injury Court isn't real?
I hope you're sitting down. I know we've said that quite a bit.
Oh, no.
What?
What are you going to tell me?
I'm not going to tell you a thing. I was going to say, besides Divorce Court, you had other shows that were reenactments, like Superior Court, which I don't think is on the list yet.
What the hell is Superior Court?
Superior Court.
Superior Court. It aired like it was sort of a sideshow / spinoff / dramatic reenactment from the producers of the People's Court.
Okay.
In the late 80s, yes.
Okay, with the title of Superior Court, I'm thinking, was that stupid show with Larry Elder?
No, that's Moral Court, and that's also on the list.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my gosh. Larry Elder, there's a name I haven't heard in like 15 years. But getting back on topic, the show we're going to cover today, Personal Injury Court, yes, shocker, is a reenactment and is badly reenacted.
Oh, no. Now I don't know what to think anymore, Mike.
Yeah, I'm sorry that your entire reality has been changed by one TV show, by Personal Injury Court.
But the one person who is real in all of this is the arbitrator, and that would be a one Mr. Gino Brogdon Esquire, who earned his JD from Indiana University in 1986 and worked for CNN, and yeah, that's pretty much it. CNN.
Yeah.
Now, I don't even remember him from CNN. But I'm going to give the show some credit. Since it's called Personal Injury Court, you had people come in with bandages and bruises on their face. I mean, they had some decent makeup artists. Let's give them credit there.
This is a CSI level makeup. It's basic. You look at that and say, hey, grab your eye black and your collar because today is payday.
Yeah.
And actually, we can't even call this a reenactment. The cases were inspired by actual litigation. So they're not even reenactments. They're inspired by actual cases.
So this is basically a rip from the headlines, but at the same time, not really.
Yeah, it's sort of real, but also at the same time, there may be embellishments or fiction involved. man, I'm like totally disillusioned about this show. Oh my gosh, you mean they really aren't going to get $3.2 million for stepping on a rusty thumbtack and getting some disease? I'm totally shocked. This is my shocked face.
Oh.
But no, I mean, some of the cases were completely absurd. Ones that come to mind are a railing falling off a house, but like a resort house, like a rental, and the homeowner being sued for some outrageous amount, like $1.5 million, and losing that case. And then, of course, you have like the happy plaintiffs whenever it happens, and the pouty defendants. Oh my gosh, we need to pay $1.5 million. Well, no, it's all totally fake.
Yeah, but an interesting thing, that was like one of the selling points of this show. Is like, we give out some of the largest claims on television in television history. No, you don't.
You didn't see that asterisk. They're not.
They're not. They are the largest claims in history, but you're not giving anybody anything because it's all fake. It's not real.
And then another case, and I know Greg would really appreciate this. This one I think I saw 3 or 4 times because it was like COVID TV when I was stuck at home not teaching. This is at a concert, and somebody was using a porta potty, and while in the porta potty, a semi truck. Greg, don't laugh because it's not going where you think it's going.
Oh no!
And a semi truck or a truck that was leaving the premises reversed and knocked over the porta potty, and the person in the stall ended up getting hepatitis.
Oh.
And there's only one way the person got hepatitis, and that's because something went up their posterior, and it was somebody else's thing that came out of their posterior, and they were positive for hepatitis. Okay, I'm basically saying the crapper fell over, there was poop that had hepatitis in it, and it got in the body somehow, either through the ass or through a wound. But yeah, and that person won suing the promoter, even though, really it wasn't the promoter's fault. It was the semi-truck driver for not seeing, there's a porta potty there that I could easily knock over.
Well,
yeah, again, I don't know the legalese, or I'm sorry, I need to get this off my chest right now. I'm not kidding about this. Just wait a second. Getting into the details of the case, this is how Gino started every episode. Let's get into the legal sauce. What the hell is legal sauce?
Legal sauce is cream-based, Mike.
I think legal sauce is what got in that person's butthole that gave him the hepatitis.
Oh, hold up. I need to say something here. Okay.
Give us legal sauce.
Okay. I'll give you the legal sauce. All right. Okay. So the person that was in the porta potty, okay, I guess you could say this person was trapped in a full court press by someone like, say, Raleigh Massimino.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Okay, what's your next challenge going to be? Who are you going to work in next week? Good. Oh, my gosh.
Don't encourage him.
I'm not going to encourage him.
Mike, it's a good thing that for this show, like Personal Injury Court, you picked someone like Raleigh Massimino and not somebody who's had their own share of legal issues like, say, Rick Pitino.
I'm
Daily Double. There you go.
Okay, I'm just glad that you didn't go the way that I thought you were, where you're going to talk about the person who got the hepatitis from the porta potty, about the mixture of people's feces going in her dumper. And,
okay.
Yeah, I'm glad you. I appreciate you doing the Raleigh Massimino reference, but please, no more. Yeah, I don't want to hear anything more about Brad Stevens. I don't want to hear about Adolph Rupp. I don't want to hear about Roy Williams. No, we're done.
I'm going to pull a random. Somebody give me a number between 1 and 120. I'll see what the episode is about.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. This is the first time we've used this on the podcast.
Oh, you got a random die.
120-sided die.
What the hell is that?
It's a 120-sided die.
How do you get 120 sides of one die?
Well, look how big it is. It's like as big as a golf. It's bigger than a golf ball.
There's some things that are like blank.
There's nothing here that's blank. Those are the vertices, the edges, so it falls flat.
Yeah, that's
so you do want a number?
A number between 1 and 120.
Oh gosh, I hope this number comes up. 11.
I was kind of hoping for. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, I was kind of hoping for. You know what? Like, okay, here we go. Wright versus Torres. A woman sues a radio station for $267,000 after her eardrum is burst during a music festival sound check.
Oh, I was hoping you were going to do the other one involving a radio station where I'm not even kidding, and somewhere on the internet or on my computer, I had a screen grab of this. There was an April Fool's, it was a joke, but it was a contest where they said if you tattoo our radio name, the radio station name on your forehead, we're going to give you $250,000. And the thing is, there was like an asterisk with fine print, which nobody could read. And he actually ended up winning the lawsuit and the $250,000, even though I believe the radio station, not even joking, was KRAP.
Oh, totally crap.
Say it out loud.
Crap.
Okay, I believe. Okay, you know what? Was that the? Not that.
Oh no, it was crud. It was crud. I'm sorry.
KRUD.
So yeah.
It was Bell. Oh, that aired on November 5th, 2019. Bell versus Young and Jones. A man tattoos a local radio station's name on his forehead before realizing it was an April Fool's Day prank and sues for $510,000.
Yeah, like $10,000 to get the tattoo removed, and then $500,000 for, I think it was like $250,000 and punitive damages, and the $250,000 that he would have rightfully gotten for getting KRUD crud. I'm sorry, I like KRAP better, but it was KRUD now that you say that. Oh my gosh. I mean, there's so many really bad shows. Should I give you another roll of the die?
Give me another roll of the die. I'm feeling lucky today. Well, I was feeling lucky till I lost the episode list. Okay, I am still feeling lucky today.
97.
97. Betts versus Kim. A cookie baker takes a slide on the ice and sues for $600,000 for injuries.
A cookie baker slides on ice
and sues for $600K.
Why did she get that stupid number of $600,000?
Well, it's probably because of $100,000 in injuries and $500,000 in damages and emotional distress and stuff like that. But also, that's another thing I want to mention. Does nobody on this show have a copay? Because everybody's, I have $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 of medical expenses. With insurance, it might be $1,000 or $2,000. I mean, I can vouch for my little adventure that I had. My copay for going to the emergency room was $75. I'm not suing anybody for $75,000 when I paid $75. Not that I could sue because, well, I'm not getting into my personal business. You're not getting into my legal sauce.
Oh!
I don't want to.
Here's an appropriate one for the season.
Oh.
A 17-year-old's mother sues his intended state's parents for $400,000 after an elaborate promposal goes terribly wrong, and he falls from a tree and is set on fire by Christmas lights.
What?
And I remember that episode. It's exactly what it sounds like, and he did not win the case because the judge basically said he was responsible for his own actions, climbing the tree. He put himself at risk, and it's not the homeowner's fault or the parents of the daughter's fault that he fell out of the tree and badly injured himself due to the Christmas lights.
Oh, good.
Is it sad that I remember so many of these episodes?
Well, early 2020. You had a lot of time to watch a lot of crap. I know this because I had a lot of time to watch a lot of crap.
Well, good thing Gino.
Are you sure it's crap, or are you sure it's KRUD, crud?
Hey, it's a good thing Gino gave us the legal sauce.
Yes. For this show that had reenactments, they actually had a number of big-name celebrities. Ricky Smiley was on this.
The Ricky Smiley?
Who's Ricky Smiley?
You don't know who Ricky Smiley is?
Oh, come on. Ricky Smiley, big-time radio host. And actually, I believe the episode he was on was the one where the guy got KRUD tattooed on his forehead.
Oh, okay.
But also, Tammy Roman Anderson was on as like a makeup consultant.
Hold up.
Yes, let me say it again. Tammy Roman Anderson.
Tammy Roman Anderson.
Yes.
Previously of The Real World and future installment Card Sharks 2001.
Yes, that Tammy Roman Anderson.
Well, she is good with makeup.
Yeah, that's essentially what Gino said when introducing her. Well, she's like our expert witness because she has great makeup skills or something like that, and one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood. Yeah. But yeah, Tammy Roman Anderson, who was the dealer on Card Sharks. Gosh, it's been almost 20 years since that festering pile of crap has been on.
Yeah.
But
luckily we have the new version to wash that stink out of our mouth.
Well, until that gets canceled because nobody's watching it.
Yeah.
Well, you're adamant that it's going to get canceled.
But anyway, but anyway, this show, it pretty much reads to me like a grown folk version of Nickelodeon's Kids Court.
Oh, future installments! Yes!
Wait a minute! Guys!
Wait, let's get it out of his system.
Guys, how have we not? I teased it back in episode 0. How did we never talked about Kids Court since then? Because I got something to say, okay, guys? Fair or unfair?
Unfair!
Can I just say something about that show? Whenever they did fair or unfair, I would just once like to have seen people say, fair!
They get beat up in the parking lot afterwards.
They don't get beat up.
But teachers and parents, they're all unfair.
They're all unfair.
That's pretty much the crux of the Sound Off segment, but that's another installment.
Yeah, we have something we really need to get off our proverbial chests.
Yeah. Speaking of fair or unfair, we got to talk about the reason why we're talking about this episode.
Okay. This episode, titled Siegel versus Davis. They have a lot of Davises on this show. I'm not even lying. There's like 3 people named Davis, and they're all getting sued or doing the suing.
Sadly, none of them are not the former NFL running back Stephen Davis.
No. Siegel versus Davis. Oh, God. I'm going to go to church after this episode. Siegel versus Davis originally aired November 1st of 2019. Here's the TV Guide summary of it. A woman sues her landlord for $300,000 after a swing collapses in her apartment.
In her apartment?
A swing collapses in her apartment.
But swings are made for playgrounds outside.
Yeah, swings are outside things.
Yeah, so why was there one inside?
Yeah, the TV guide doesn't say, but they say as much in the first 30 seconds of the episode. It was a sex swing, ladies and gentlemen. And apparently a sex swing can only hold so much weight, especially if the beam holding said sex swing is rotting to the core.
Oh. Boy, it would be a shame if somebody named Big D went on that sex swing.
Greg, I believe you have the details?
Oh, yeah. Well, this woman, she was on the sex swing, and so she got injured.
Uh-huh.
Like, there was, 90 days with the apartment, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A thing of it is, the defendant, Mr. Davis, claims that she's suing to get out of her lease.
So there's, 90 days with the lease, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, was it after the lease or something? She was on the sex swing?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, and so...
and the thing of it is, Mr. Davis, he bought the swing and installed it.
He installed the swing.
Without permission from the super? Presumably.
Presumably.
I don't think anybody goes to the person running the building and saying, hey, I want to put this sex swing in my apartment. No, I think that's something that you keep under wraps.
Yeah.
So, who's at the plaintiff's side but her boyfriend? And well, we're gonna play the clip.
Play the clip
of her boyfriend, and this is the man, the myth, the legend. This is somebody who, when we have the Ring of Honor for this podcast, he's going to be in there with McLean Stevenson, with Tim Conway, with Alex Trebek, with Simon McCorkindale. Here we go.
For the record, your name is Damian Johnson, right?
It's Big D, Your Honor.
Well, that's not your legal name, though, right? That's what you go by.
Well, that's what Big D get called.
Okay. All right, Big D.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Is that your Christian name, Big D?
That's right. Her boyfriend goes by the name Big D. And best of all, Big D, whenever he talks, he's like The Rock, and he refers to himself in the third person.
His life was good in her apartment until she dumped Mr. Davis. Remember, Mr. Davis and Ms. Siegel were apparently a thing. A fake thing, but still a thing. And then, it's like they were in a thing, then Siegel got into a thing, and the thing fell from the ceiling, and the ceiling landed on the thing. He bought it.
Yeah, he bought it and installed it.
And he's putting it out there in flagrante delicto.
Oh.
In front of God, country, and flag, showing everybody how it is used.
That's fantastic.
Dude, Arthur Davis, you look like King Hippo. I'd shut up if I was you. She's a lady.
She's a lady, all right.
Yeah, she was going to wait till day 91 to get some hay.
She's getting some hay from Big D.
She gets the Big D from Big D.
Big D was thinking about saving a woman.
Because Big D's a real one.
He is.
A fake one, but a real one.
He is a real one.
But it's all fake.
Whatever.
You know, looking at this, I'm thinking to myself, okay, you know something? You know what the big tip-off that this is all fake?
Where's the big kickoff that this is all fake?
Now, I'm not a lawyer. I have lawyer friends, but I am not a lawyer.
Okay.
But the limit on small claims is $5,000.
Yeah.
I think anything above that requires, if I'm not mistaken, legal representation.
Yeah.
And this is a $600,000 case.
Yeah.
And they're talking, and they're each representing each other.
Yeah.
That should have been my tip-off that this was fake. You watch a lot of daytime television, you start to notice a bunch of commercials running together.
Yeah, they want to stretch this shit out. Oh no, she can't drive.
Standing is hurting her.
Oh no, Big D's been betrayed.
No, what are we gonna do, Big D? Send y'all to couples court, that's what we gonna do. Oh. This just got interesting.
Probably you and Big D over here. That's probably why you got him.
Wait a minute. Hold on, listen. This is what I want. I can't believe Big D didn't invested all this time into you.
Wait. We're not here about that.
I did 91 days first. Now
we're not here about that.
I did 91 minutes.
Big D is just derailed, sideswiped or something. Big D don't know how to take this right now.
We haven't had a chance to talk about it.
I'm done. Big D can't take this.
Goodbye, Big D.
Big D is derailed or something.
Oh no. Oh.
Big D can't take this.
Goodbye, Big D. Oh. Yeah. She's won.
Oh, look. Oh, wait. We forgot to mention this.
Oh, yeah.
Because as soon as all of this is done, we have a panel of attorneys who looked at this case and they tell you whether they got it right, where they got it right, where they got it wrong, where the judge got it right, where the judge got it wrong. They do all of this stuff, and they call it Attorneys Across America. Here are some of the attorneys here. By the way, these are nothing more than advertisements for lawyers.
Oh, really? I'm shocked.
Because you have their address and their number down on their lower third. And it says attorney advertising in the corner.
Oh, Jesus.
So, yeah. All of this stuff, it's basically paid advertisement.
Oh. Oh.
And wait, okay, I have freeze framed the legal here. I can't read it because Mr. Davis's shirt is so loud here, but I can try. This episode of Personal Injury Court was inspired by actual litigation, but does not depict any actual people, places, evidence, or events. Any similarities to real people, places, evidence, or events is purely coincidental. Exhibits shown are not necessarily those presented and may have been created or altered for presentation purposes. Although Personal Injury Court presents a court setting and resolutions for the cases presented, no one, including viewers, should consider or rely upon any rulings, statements, or commentary made as legal advice. Personal Injury Court may also include the participation of medical and legal experts whose opinions and advice are solely their own and which may not reflect the opinion or advice of Personal Injury Court. Viewers should always seek the advice of their own medical providers concerning any medical matters, and viewers should always seek the advice of their own legal advisors concerning legal matters. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. Like the one we just saw with the advertisers across America. Yeah, might as well be advertisers across America. Attorneys across America.
Yeah, so all that's a giant rip.
So, yeah.
Well, in addition to everything that you mentioned, I heard you just read the disclaimer that was at the end of the show.
You don't know how hard it was, dude.
Oh, trust me. I actually paused it on my DVR a couple times to read it, and so no, I got the whole gist of it. But did you talk about the lawyers, the sponsored lawyers?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we just did. the Attorneys Across America segment.
Yeah, but you know what? That wasn't on every show, and I've got a theory about that.
Why is that?
Go ahead.
Okay, on some episodes, they had, like, I don't remember the exact name of the segment, but it was like Get to Know Gino, or more about Gino.
Oh, good. I want to know more about Gino. I want to know about the.
All I know is that he's a swagger jacker.
Well, again, here's my theory about that. So I'd say probably 80 to 90% of episodes, you would have, as you said, the attorneys across America, and they go to one who clearly paid an amount of money to be on the show, to advertise, and they'd give their reasoning as to why Judge Gino, why his verdict was the way it was. But on these episodes where you had Get to Know Gino, or Judge Gino, or whatever it was called, that tells me that all the lawyers probably disagreed with Judge Gino's verdict. Think about it. I mean, if the lawyers paid to be on the show, why wouldn't they? It just doesn't make any sense. So that, and some of the, and honestly, you know, some of the Ask Judge Gino segments or whatever, or learn more about whatever the name of the stupid segment is, his rulings came across as very unorthodox, and I really do think that maybe none of the lawyers could justify his verdict. Again, crazy, wild theory, but that's my crackpot theory as to why you didn't have Attorneys Across America on every episode. You had Get to Know Gino on others, and they talk about, you know, his reasoning, how he was raised, and, you know, football made him a tough kid, and whatever. I really do think that whenever they showed Get to Know Gino or more about Gino, it was because the Attorneys Across America did not agree with his verdict and couldn't justify it on camera. We'll never know because the show's been canceled. Thank heavens. And I'm sure Greg's going to scrub his DVR.
By the way, a note about the cancellation. They made 120 episodes of this. However, production was stopped in February. We all know why.
That's the reason it got canceled. Oh.
Yep, that is the reason why it was canceled.
And really, if you at this point in 2020, if you don't know what happened in February, get your head out of the gutter, or out of the.
For God's sakes, read a newspaper.
Or you might have been in a coma for the last 12 months. For all we know, you might have. The last episode you might have listened was the Bud Ball episode, and you're like, okay, I just woke up from the coma. I can listen to like the last 100 episodes.
Dear gentlemen, I loved your episode recently about Super Train. I can't wait for more shows like that. Dated December of 2019.
There. And now I'm gonna go out to my favorite amusement park. Dude. You want to tell him? I don't want to tell him. You want to tell him?
Well, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think Big D's up to these days?
If I was Big D, I'd spend all that time, just seeing America, trying to find himself.
Yeah.
I think he's never touching a six swing again.
Oh no, definitely. Big D's never touching a six swing.
Big D doesn't roll like that. Big D's born again.
Oh yeah. Big D's the man.
Okay, well that's all I got. If you want to do some closure, knock your socks off, kids.
No, I don't want to talk any more about this.
Well, that's why I said closure.
If I want to do some closure, how about this for closure? Personal injury court. It was fake. It was also a thing on TV.
Mm.
And again, nobody had frigging health insurance. Where are the $1,000 copays or $500 copays? Your medical bills might have been $120,000.
The Affordable Care Act website is right there, people!
Yeah, and I mean, you've got full-time employment somewhere. If you're a lawyer or a doctor or a teacher, you've got friggin', health insurance. Use it for heaven's sake. But enough about my rant about the the ridiculously stupid amounts of money they're suing for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, nobody ever got because it's all fake.
What?
You heard me. But I'll tell you what.
Hey, wait. Hey, Chico, before you do that, I just want you to be careful. Don't tell Greg the reality about Santa Claus.
Why? What happened about Santa Claus?
You know what? Santa Claus.
Close the show. Don't tell him.
Hey,
listen. I'm just saying that Santa Claus is looking for an elf to help him out in the North Pole, and he's putting it on Nickelodeon because he wants to get that money.
Well, remember, Santa Claus did face the devil in the Mexican Santa Claus movie.
And he did conquer the Martians.
He did conquer the Martians. We all know that.
And Santa Claus, of course, did give the world a gift. The gift of it was a thing on TV.com.
I thought you were going to say Santa Claus gave us the gift of Patch.
Yes, that too. But Patch doesn't have all of the episodes that we've done of this show. He doesn't have all of our socials, and he doesn't have all of our drops over at Place to Be Nation. Again, Carter Country and
Caesar's Challenge. Yeah.
Which, by the way, I think was one of our better episodes.
Oh,
and thank you.
Yes, Caesar's Challenge.
Thank you all so much for this.
I'm not talking just about download totals. I really think Caesar's Challenge might be one of our, I would say, maybe, let's say top 10% of shows. Probably one of our top 10
highest
shows.
Best received shows.
No, I think overall in general quality.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So definitely go listen to the Caesar's Challenge episode and Carter Country if you dare. But
yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to sweep that one under the rug.
Yeah.
We really were.
Yeah.
But next week you probably don't want to sweep any of these under the rug because we got 2 quality shows. One of which, truth be told, we actually put off until we could get Mike back. But now Mike's here, so we can share in that episode.
Yeah, and actually we were supposed to do the show, I believe, the second week of October. Unfortunately, that was about the time that, let's just say I became half the man I used to be. Well, not half the man.
Oh!
Well, but the point is, I had my procedure done, and I was probably I was probably being transferred to rehab that night, to be totally honest, because I was in the hospital until Friday, whatever the second Friday in October was. I believe it was the 15th. And that night I got transferred to rehab, which is where I was for the next 3 weeks. So
yeah.
It's very possible it might have been done that night.
But we were putting this episode off just for you.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. Even though I told both my colleagues that I really would have liked it to be done during the Halloween season because there's a big Halloween tie to it, which we'll get into next week. But it's going to be a great episode. And I think I have a little bit more detail than Greg and Chico because this person, and this is going to be a person, this first one, this personality, started off in this area. And he's got some great stories. He's not with us any longer, but he's got some amazing connections in the business. And even his legacy lives on in terms of an annual festival. How about that?
Yeah.
Not really a festival, but more of a fest, like an informal,
a get-together.
Really a festival.
A get-together.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. But we also
get together, also like a memorabilia type of thing, and and they get like celebrity guests to come in. But yeah, we'll get into that next week.
Yeah, and I also got one fun thing to share in that episode that I found that I was going to share that I told you about right before everything happened with you. So yeah, I'm gonna reveal that too in that episode. It's gonna be very fun. But that's good. It's probably gonna be gonna be a great episode. I know it's gonna be.
It's gonna be a wonderful episode, and we hope you are around for it. Until then.
Wait! What about the second show?
Yeah, the second show.
Oh yeah, the second show. Well,
yeah,
that's good too.
Yeah, because we teased it in the year-end show last year.
Yeah, and we've actually we had it slated earlier this year, but we did a little bit of rejiggering of the schedule, and it had nothing to do with my hospitalization. But Greg said, hey, we actually promoted this in the year-end show last year as coming up this year. We've got to do it. We've got to fulfill it. And guess what? We're fulfilling it next week with like 3 weeks to spare.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
And it's going to be a very interesting, spirited conversation.
Oh, yeah. We got stuff to say about it. And it was really a great show that tragically did not last very long.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about in the previous episode about shows switching networks. This is an example.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's enough hints for next week. Chico, send us home.
Will do. For Mike, for Greg, I'm Chico, and we'll see you next week with 2 more things on TV. Thanks for listening, everybody. So long.
Wow!
Oh my god. Do I want to do this for eBay Price is Right?
No.
Don't say there's a personal injury court eBay Price is Right.
I wasn't looking at eBay Price is Right. And I may have to, by the way, I may have to clear up my search engine history.
Oh, no. No, you didn't search for a sex swing.
Don't.
I'm not saying I didn't. And I'm not saying I did.
Aw, shit. Somebody's Facebook's going to be full of sex swing ads.
Well, let's get into the legal sauce.
Yeah, Gino. I'm certainly going to get in some legal sauce. All right. But you know what's bringing the sauce? All the good stuff that's been going on Place to Be Nation Pop here in the last week or so. And we've got some great stuff that has come up on the pop feed lately. We have the 7th episode of Making Mount Rushmore, discussing Christmas songs and Christmas specials. And in this episode, panelists Sean Kidd, Logan Crossland, Ben Locke, and Andy Afferton discuss which Christmas songs deserve a place on their respective lists. Is All I Want for Christmas Is You a no-brainer? What about Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree? Well, the most wonderful time of year grabs a spot. Does Last Christmas deserve a place? After that, they discuss which Christmas specials will be part of that grouping. Can you argue that a Charlie Brown Christmas shouldn't get a spot? Will How the Grinch Stole Christmas be included? Is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in the conversation? And what about Frosty the Snowman and Mickey's Christmas Carol? And in a special episode of Laugh-In Theater, Andy is joined by Tim Slumka and Sean Kidd as they did a live watch of the 1989 comedy National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation as they discussed wood panel station wagons, the Smell Club, relating to Clark Griswold, Christmas decorating methods, putting up Christmas lights, 80s workout wear, mixed nuts, eggnog, beaver teeth, Christmas Eve traditions, and eating squirrel. So remember, it's Christmas, and we are all in misery. And in the latest episode of Pop Goes to the Couch, discussing Season 2, Episode 6 of The Mandalorian, The Tragedy, Andy Afferton, Scott Shiflett, Sean Kidd, and Tim Capel got together to watch Season 2, Episode 6. In a spoiler-filled show, they discuss all the major plot points and give their thoughts on where they may affect the overall story of the series. Also, be sure to check out the PTBN Wrestling Network, which includes a dive into topics running the gamut from the days WWE through yesteryear. The feed includes the Place to Be podcast, Big Event, Jenny and the Gems, PTB NXT, the NWA Saturday Special, NWA Crock and Roll, Chicken Salad, the Special Relations podcast, Highway to the Impact Zone, and so much more. Subscribe today, and while you're at it, subscribe to Jennifer Smith's The Jenny Position feed as well. It is the home of Geek and Saucy, Talkin' Pop, Freak Out Drive-In, The Journey Through Infinity, Telling Stories, The Brother Sister Rewatch Podcast. You heard about Pluto, Bianca's First Time, and more. And check out the North-South Connection, which is the home of Wrestling Warzone, No Holds Barred, The Extreme 3-Way Dance, the Ruthlessly Aggressive Podcast, Carolina Dreaming, Shrink Wrapped, Jeff Learns Wrestling, and more. And also, right now, we have, it's almost 2 weeks, I believe, until the end of the year, 2-3 weeks. Yeah, you still got some time to do the 2020 PTPN Stretch Project, determining the greatest WCW match ever. And you have until December 31st to do research, promote matches, and build the list. Conversation rules can be found at www.facebook.com/GWCW. Facebook.com/GWCW matches. That was a tongue twister right there. and on the Pro Wrestling Only message board. And Robert, I only got 31 matches to go before we do that top 10. But sometime at the start of the year, hopefully, I gotta get going on that. But I'm close. Be sure not to forget to check out PlaceBeNation.com each and every day. We have new voices and fresh takes for you, articles on topics in the worlds of wrestling, sports, and pop culture, including Trent's SmackDown on Fox Report, This Week WWE by John Crow, Steve Riddle's Wonderful World Disney Reviews, Always Perspective, Matt's live-action Disney movie reviews, and Ben's Unpopular Opinion. And if you're doing online shopping at Amazon.com before the holidays, be sure to click on the Amazon banner on the right side of the PTBN homepage, or use www.placebenation.com/Amazon. It'll take you right to Amazon, and it'll help out PTBN at no cost to you. Okay, not necessarily final topic, but we did our third live show, our first live show since late May, when we did the Season 2 premiere of Pressure Luck with Elizabeth Banks. And, well, something happened this past weekend on Lifetime. Something very, very special that broke the internet, and we're going to cover it right now. It is a recipe for seduction. Let's go to it right now and enjoy.
Live Show 3, Submission 1996, a recipe for seduction.
Woo! Yeah, so this is the first time we're actually going to cover an induction while it's airing.
Yeah, by the way, this just to make sure we got all the particulars out of the way, it aired on Lifetime, December 13th, 2020.
Oh, it's got to air more than just December 13th, 2020.
Oh, it's going to air more than December 13th, 2020. By the way, we're watching the end of this Christmas movie that Lifetime's airing, and I know that there's no possible way that she could put that jigsaw puzzle together. It's impossible.
Hey, Chico, I don't want to dash your hopes. I'm looking at on my cable guide, my DVR.
Yeah.
At least in the next 2 weeks, which takes us through Christmas, obviously.
Uh-huh.
This is the only time a recipe for seduction is airing.
What?
I wish I was kidding. I wish I was joking. You'd think they would air it more, especially given the publicity it's gotten on social media the last week and a half.
Oh, it'll be on YouTube.
Oh, and it's going to be on YouTube, absolutely.
Yeah, somebody will get this on YouTube, or it'll be on demand. But in any case, people will start watching this in between rounds of Fall Guys and Among Us, because 2020, people.
Hey, Greg, Chico sounds like he was here when I got on the call. Because what I was doing is I was playing Fall Guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Greg's like, are you playing Fall Guys again? It's like, yeah, because I'm trying to max out my season, even though I just started 9 days ago. Yep. So using
Chris
the blurb,
Stick is sus.
So using the blurb from the cable guide, a recipe for seduction is about a young heiress is courted by a man her mother picked out for her, but as the holidays approach, she falls for an attractive and passionate chef. Boy, I wonder who the attractive and passionate chef is.
Mm.
Boy, I mean, well, should we go through all the names of the people that have portrayed this chef?
Yes, let's do that. We have, I believe there was Norm Mcdonald.
Oh, yeah, he may have been one of the first.
See my background.
Yeah, I see your background.
Wasn't Daryl Hammond Colonel Sanders at one
point?
point?
Daryl Hammond was,
yes.
Daryl Hammond was definitely one.
Reba McEntire.
Oh, yeah. A female colonel. We had a female doctor and then a female colonel.
Hey. Welcome. Hey. Stay woke, people.
Hey, yeah. Jim Gaffigan, too.
Jim Gaffigan, yes.
George Hamilton, who is actually as golden and crispy as the chicken.
Hey, that's perfect. George Hamilton is the colonel.
Well, again, he'll do anything for a buck. Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, yeah, Dolph Ziggler of WWE. And fellow Ohioan, Mike.
Okay. And Rob Riggle.
From Holy Moly.
From Holy Moly, and also he's at least was on the NFL on Fox pregame show.
Oh.
Vincent Kartheiser.
Yeah. Billy Zane.
Jason Alexander.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Rob Lowe. Again, another person who'll do anything for a buck.
Credits are rolling.
Okay, Sean Astin, Christopher Boyer, Haffer, Julius Bjornsson, and Craig Randall Fleming.
All right, here we go. The premiere.
But there's a new one to add to the list, and we'll get to that momentarily.
Here we go.
Here it comes. By the way, this is a 15-minute commercial for Kentucky Fried Chicken. Let's not beat ourselves up about this.
Oh, just give away who the romantic chef is. Oh, but it does say right at the beginning, presented by Kentucky Fried Chicken.
A film by Gene. Who the hell is Gene?
I have no idea.
Oh.
Okay, we start with a table full of people eating. I think that looks like chicken.
It is.
It's got to be chicken. It's got to be. Yes, it's chicken.
What else would they be eating?
That I was being facetious, y'all.
Where's the biscuits?
Yo,
I'm
man.
about Montgomery biscuits.
Yo, man, get some of that mashed potato and gravy up in here.
Oh, here's our evil villain.
Oh, no.
Oh, and this is done at Christmas time, surprisingly. Madly, wildly, certifiably, insanely in love with you.
I'm shocked.
Oh no.
I'm surprised it's not an onion ring.
Wrong franchise, dude.
Oh, that's right. They do the potato wedges.
Yeah.
Which, again, KFC, love your potato wedges.
Good.
And of course she needs time to think about this.
Yeah.
Here, our villain is proposing, and she needs time to think. Because you in danger, girl.
Thanks, Whoopi.
How do we know that seductive chef is not the villain in all this?
Ooh.
She's had too much wine. They don't sell wine at KFC. I didn't know. Well, I think you got to have a white wine if you for your fried chicken. You don't want.
Hey, this next scene is missing a great amount of chicken.
They're in the fridge. They're the leftovers. She's gonna go fire up some biscuits in the microwave.
Look at this.
Oh, she's got regrets. I'm not sure if Billy's the one.
Oh no, the bank's gonna repossess their house.
And he has the... Oh!
Wait, are you saying the seductive chef is also a sugar daddy? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
It meets the new cook, Harlan Sanders.
Woo!
He is jacked, my friends.
Yeah, he's.
Oh my gosh!
He's clearly lifting the weights.
He was the head chef at Le Petit Pamplemousse. Oh,
I better get.
How much of this is biographical and how much of this is fiction?
The correct answer is yes.
Yes, everything.
And Billy and she just hung up on Billy, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
She ghosted him.
Oh, no, that's just wrong.
Oh, he's got.
By the way, Mario Lopez and future installment Masters of the Maze.
And Candy Crush, let's not forget that.
No, she's the villain. No, she's the villain in all of this. The mother's the villain in all of this.
Yeah, of course.
That took a twist.
I can't wait to see the return numbers on this. I really can't.
Oh my gosh.
Secret recipe changing the world. Ooh, secret recipe. How mysterious.
I wonder what's in this secret recipe.
Ooh, 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 ooh. I know.
What is it?
It was on the KFC bucket meal episode of Binging with Babish.
Oh, what is this? This guy's got on.
What the?
Her evil fiance.
He's like the ultimate metrosexual.
Hey now.
Oh my god.
Cheap shot.
Hey, what's in their chicken? 11 herbs and spices. What's going to happen when she cheats on Colonel Sanders? She's going to cheat with 11 spicy guys named Herb.
Don't call me crouton.
One of them not the Burger King Herb. Oh, and he just...
And who would this guy be?
Oh, look at that stare. Look at that stare. Don't call me crouton. Because they don't sell salads at KFC.
Oh, you will never be country club ready. It's sad but true.
Yeah.
You, sir, will never be country club ready.
No.
And anybody watching this knows why. It doesn't.
Oh, Chico!
It doesn't take a master's degree and a filigree of podcasting to know what time it is.
Well, Chico, he's actually got two things going against him. Not just the obvious, but also, if you heard what he said, there's something else that I don't think the country club would like about him.
Wink, wink.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
But I'll tell you what, he is a wise individual. Because
he is her sage, yes.
Yes. We need Jessica. We need Jessica's black best friend here.
Mwah.
Oh, we should also add homosexual black best friend.
We need Jessica's gay. We need that. We need Jessica's gay black best friend.
Oh, and the mother's spying on her.
Oh. She's the villain in all of this.
Oh, what's she? Oh no, she's taking.
Oh no! What is all of this now?
At country club, what's up?
Who gives her? Who keeps the phone unlocked? First off, seriously.
And who has a phone that doesn't have facial recognition?
I don't.
I don't have the new iPhone yet. Oh.
Yeah. I don't even have an iPhone.
Oh my god, he's drowning his sorrows away.
Well, if I was wearing that outfit too, I'd do the same.
Jessica is falling for Harlan Sanders of all people. Of course she is. I mean, look at his chicken.
Hey, look at Harlan Sanders. He went from a chicken magnet to a chick magnet. Am I right?
And here's the gay best friend coming in.
Is that the slow golf clap?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Hey, I don't see our sage. Oh, there's our sage. Uh-oh. Our sage is seeing something that he shouldn't be seeing. Where's Jessica? I need to talk to her. I need to talk to my homegirl.
Is sage one of the 11 herbs and spices?
Oh, yeah. Wait, the fiance's banging the mother, I think.
Oh, this just took a dark turn. Hey, you want to know what the secret recipe is, Mike? MSG.
Love. It's not MSG. I like my answer of love best. Love and probably tons of MSG.
Love and a ton of MSG.
Ooh.
Oh, he's sneaking in the Colonel's.
He just stole the.
He
just stole the secret recipe. No.
Because of course Colonel Sanders keeps the secret recipe in a clearly marked diary that's unlocked. Yeah. Oh, here's the confrontation. Oh, and also we should add that making a very non-convincing Colonel Sanders is I think we already said it, the one and only Mario Lopez.
Yeah.
Except we didn't use the word unconvincingly.
No, we did not.
Oh, why did she not tell Colonel?
Oh, no.
You know, going through all those Colonel Sanders, we've had
that check
Colonel
is
Sanders.
that check is dated for today. That's interesting.
Oh, that's funny.
How bizarre! OMG! That's why this is not going to rerun anytime again, because that check says today's date. But no, as I was saying, it's interesting how many different Colonel Sanders we have. We have the female Colonel Sanders in Reba. Now we have the Hispanic Colonel Sanders. I don't think we have a black Colonel Sanders yet. We gotta get working on that.
I got a great
Diversity.
idea. You could have Kevin Hart be the black Colonel Sanders,
or Kenan Thompson.
Kenan Thompson would be great, but with Kevin Hart, you definitely have the shortest Colonel Sanders. Oh no!
The mother just beat the gay best friend. The mother just beat the gay black best friend.
No!
That's a hate crime.
Yeah,
that is a hate crime. How dare you?
So I was going to say, I like Kevin Hart, but I think it depends how tall Reba is. But Keegan-Michael Key, I think, might make a very good Colonel Sanders.
Yeah. Oh. Oh no.
I'm sorry, we're all just moaning right now.
She wants the Colonel.
Oh.
She's not getting the Colonel, though.
Yes, she is.
Well, at least where I'm at, she didn't get the Colonel. He's walking away, and oh yeah, suck on those chicken lips. Oh, the mom is pissed. Billy, we have a problem.
Jessica can't marry Billy.
I can't marry Billy.
I'm in love. Oh, look!
Oh, wait, there's a plug for a movie starring Mario Lopez.
Oh.
Feliz Navidad.
Oh!
I am not even kidding.
Oh. No, he's not. And that's next.
That's like the mother of all dad. That's like the mother of all Christmas-themed dad jokes.
Oh, look at that red! Look at that red bullet bridge.
Wow. It's almost the same shade of red as... Nah, that's impossible.
What's going on? Oh, no.
What the... Oh, no. What's going on here?
Oh.
What the what?
Oh, there's blood on the door handle.
Oh, no. He's going to draw and quarter him into 10 pieces.
Billy abducted Colonel Sanders.
And now he's going to carve him up into a 10-piece bucket.
Oh, the black friend's on. Oh!
Colonel Sanders don't play. Colonel Sanders don't quit. Colonel Sanders don't quit.
Oh!
And neither does the gay black best friend.
Oh!
Oh my gosh. Oh!
Oh!
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
1 year later.
Oh.
No.
Oh, look at that. Marlon Sanders, she made out kiss the bride. Yeah.
And apparently running the proceedings is the gay best friend.
Yeah.
I knew he was licensed.
Oh, Serenity Falls Health.
Serenity Falls Health and Wellness Center.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh!
Found them.
Yes! Yes!
Thanks, Gene.
And he's eating a chicken leg! Oh my gosh! What the hell did we just see?
Chad Doric as Billy Graham the Third.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
And-
so many great names in this outside of Mario Lopez.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I've never heard of any of them either. Don't worry.
And it goes straight into Feliz Navidad. Oh, fantastic.
Oh, that's not terribly racist either.
Yeah.
It's the mother of all Christmas-themed dad jokes.
And
my gosh.
oh, and by the way, as great counter programming right now on E, as Mike told me before we started, E is airing a Saved by the Bell marathon, and right now they're airing previous entry Saved by the Bell Hawaiian style.
And actually, as I told Greg, this marathon started sometime, I believe, yesterday morning, and actually continues through 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, Monday morning. They're literally like showing every episode in order. Unfortunately, they are not showing the college years, which sucks because Bob Golick needs a paycheck. He needs some residuals.
He needs the royalties, yeah.
He needs residuals so he can buy a nice flat screen TV for the
Yeah,
holidays.
he's sick and tired of asking his little brother Mikey for money.
Or Mikey's son, Mike Jr.
Mikey
He's got his
Jr..
own show.
Well, Mike Sr. is about to get a new contract somewhere after his runs out at ESPN.
Yep.
Well, that's ESPN's MO nowadays, it seems, because they're losing Dan Le Batard next month, and now they're going to lose Golick, and I think they lost Greeny already. And
No, they still have a Greeny.
Yeah, they
still have Greeny. Okay,
They've elevated Greeny to his own show at noon. To replace Dan Le Batard. No one can replace Dan Le Batard.
No one can replace Poppy. But Dan Le Batard is good in his own right too. But
yeah.
there's that one Poppy.
I will always have the moment when Stugatz told off Jason Whitlock and Colin Cowherd.
America's hero. Thank you, Stugatz.
Yes.
Mad respect.
Okay, so do we have any thoughts about a recipe for seduction?
I know what his recipe for seduction is.
What?
Salt, thyme, basil, oregano, celery, salt, black pepper, dried mustard, paprika, garlic salt, ground ginger, white pepper, and a little bit of MSG.
And a lot of love.
Secret.
And a lot of love.
Oh yeah, a lot of hey. Oh, you mean the?
No, wait. Is that? Hold on. Is this Feliz Navidad a new? Oh, it's a new movie.
It's a new movie.
Yeah, it says 2020, released 2020. It's nice how Mario Lopez got rid of the goatee so quickly.
Yeah. Funny, he doesn't look like the Colonel.
No, he looks like Jason Hernandez in about 10 years. Hey, Jason.
Interesting little side note. You know who plays the daughter? You know who plays Mario Lopez's daughter?
I have an idea. I think I know who it is.
I think it's Paulina Chavez, who plays his who actually plays. God, how do I thread the? Okay, they're both on the expanding universe of Ashley Garcia in Netflix, but Tio Victor, who is played by Giancarlo Canela, used to be teammates with Mario Lopez's character, and Tio Victor is the uncle of Ashley Garcia. I think I've explained that. I think I've explained that to you. Okay.
Oh, I should also add, since I'm looking at the info here, you won't believe who is directing this or directed this movie, Feliz Navidad.
Who is it?
Sit down. Another name.
Okay.
Melissa Joan Hart.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you heard me. Clarissa.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch directed this?
And Sabrina, yes.
And the mom from future installment, No Good Nick?
Yes. One and the same. So you have Melissa Joan Hart and Mario Lopez. It's like Saturday morning 30 years ago.
What year is it?
Well, 2021 soon enough. Yeah, we need 2020 to end. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've been making money all over the place.
So have I.
Hey, I'm sorry. I've been making money too, but also at the same time, I'm missing half my left leg.
Hey, you're still around for Christmas though.
I'm still around, and that really is the good thing. It's almost using a line from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Is just a flesh wound. Well, it's more than a flesh wound, but yeah, given the alternative, I'm here. I'm happy. I'm thankful. And now I'm hungry for KFC, even though I can't drive.
Me too. We're gonna go get. You know what? We're gonna go get some KFC. We got 2 episodes this week. They're both awesome. I hope you'll listen to them. Hope you'll share them with a friend. Remember, like and subscribe, rate, review, and if you're listening to us on YouTube, don't forget to ring my bell. Yeah. Not like
Ding,
that.
dingy.
Not like that, you nasty.
All right.
Hey, Greg, give me a roar.
All right. Row!
He was a chicken magnet. Now he's a chick magnet.
It's finger licking good.
That's the one thing they didn't have in this. There was no finger licking. Seriously, that would have put it over the frigging top.
Right?
Yeah, I mean there was face sucking, but there was no finger licking.
Well, probably because of COVID.
No, that's true.
They check everybody, and it's a frigging Lifetime movie. You know, they sucked face, but they couldn't lick fingers. What the hell?